finance, I'm using Oracle, one of the ERP. For HR, I'll use one of the ERP called PeopleSoft. Okay. For production, I'll use one more, BAN. Don't you think integration will become a problem if I'm using this one? If I'm using different software for different departments, don't you think integration will become a problem? Right?
Yeah.
So it should be on a single platform, means on a single software like SAP. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Further, not only integration on a single platform, and also like there are many other aspects. Like if you look into, if somebody is using an SAP, okay, further it should have a real-time data update. The data should be updated on a real-time basis. Okay, these are the three major factors to be called as an ERP product. Further advantages you can keep on adding, like, you know, because of an online, it has gone online. The data, like, let these departments spread across the globe, it won't be a problem. Okay. Further, paperless work. Okay, quick response. There are many other. The only disadvantage of an ERP is it is too expensive. If any company who is going for a ERP, it has to bear the maintenance under the word called support. Okay, so this SAP, every now and then you have to bear the expenses for the support. For example, you know, there is a maintenance charges on the overall software that you purchase. They will be charged with a certain percentage on that. Okay, 10% or 12% on the particular amount for that support activity. Is it clear till here? Any questions, anyone? No?
No.
All right. So this is about the ERP. Okay. Now what does SAP stands for? Any idea? Full form? Anyone? Huh? System, application and product. Good. For what? In data processing. Okay. Good. So let us pull up something from this. System, application and product for data processing. What are controlling? Okay. Sales and distribution, materials management, production planning, HR, so on. What am I trying to do with these products? I'm trying to process the data. How? Through an application. That is nothing but a software. Where? Through a system. System, application and product for data processing. This is the full form of SAP. Okay. Hello. This is an abbreviation. SAP. This is the full form of SAP.
Okay.
Okay. Further, what I'll do is this SAP, I'll try to put into one is functional and one is technical. Okay. Now from the functional side, first I'll put the domain side, that is under finance. We have FI, we have CO. From the logistics side, we have sales and distribution, materials management, production planning, quality management, plant maintenance. From the HR side or from the admin side, we have HR, or it is also now added with HCM. On technical side, we have basis and we have ABAP. Okay. Now people with their respective domains, with their respective qualifications, will choose their respective modules from their respective experiences. Clear, Sinam, here?
Yes.
Alright. Now we'll try to understand each one of these modules, what are they into. To start with basis, or let us start with ABAP. Now this ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application and your programming. Okay. Now what you see on your system is Windows 7 or Windows 8, whatever you have been logged in with, or a Mac, whatever it has not come by itself, right? So,
No.
it has undergone certain software, right? Certain development towards it. So
Yes,
this
sure.
SAP is developed by a software called ABAP. Clear? By name.
Yeah.
This is similar to your C languages, if you have seen.
Okay.
Okay, if you are aware about C languages, it has been developed under this software. So people who know, who are from the background of the coding and all those, they'll get into this. Okay. Now as an ABAP consultant, what they look into, they help in developing reports. Okay. Now you will ask why we don't have reports. Yes, we do have standard reports, but sometimes the requirement of the client will come up. They want to have a specific report. The report, the input might be different, the output might be different. Depending on the requirement, we develop the report. So somebody who is learning this ABAP or an ABAP, he should know how to develop the reports. Okay, later we get into like what is a specification, functional spec or a technical specification, all that is a different issue. On a larger thing, that he will help in developing the reports, Z reports or what we call as. Okay, customized reports depending on the requirement of the client. Then we help in, further he should help in develop the interfaces. Now what's an interface? What's an interface? Any idea? As we said earlier that, for example, let's say I'll use for finance, sales and distribution, warehouse, marketing, I'll use SAP. I'll use SAP
Right.
here.
Okay.
I'll use for this department SAP. I'll use for this department SAP. For all the departments except for HR, I'll use PeopleSoft.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now, in order to fetch my HR data into SAP, that is where you build an interface.
Okay.
Okay. To build an interface, I don't know, there Harish is there, so he knows very well from the perspective of building the PI, what we call. There are many middlewares apart from PI. There are many other that people will use. Okay, so they build up an interface between this. In order to pull non-SAP data into SAP, that is called as an interface.
Right, to be able to link the two together.
Link that in order to pull. So there again, ABAP consultant helps in building up an interface. There is something called conversion. Okay, now when somebody, suppose this company is getting into an implementation, there will be some old data, legacy data that need to be pulled into SAP, right? Before that they might be going on some other software. So I need to pull up that old data. So it is done through this conversions. Okay. There is something called enhancements. Okay, now what is this enhancement? For example, let's say there is a scenario called procurement to pay. Okay, there is a scenario, P2P, procurement to pay scenario. The scenario is something like that. There is an inquiry. It starts with an inquiry. It goes with a quotation. Based on the quotation, you raise the PO. After raising the PO, you do the goods receipt. After receiving the goods, you do the invoice receipt. After you do the invoice receipt, you make the payment. Is the scenario clear?
Yes.
So this is a standard scenario that is available in SAP. In this particular scenario, if you are trying to bring in a change in the standard scenario, for example, in case of a purchase order, you want to bring out a change. The change is something, I want to keep a track, like, you know, a PO which is raised between so and so $1 million can need an approval from the higher up. You're trying to bring a change in this scenario. That can be done with the help of an enhancement. Okay. In the standard scenario, if you want to bring any kind of a change, that is called as an enhancement.
Okay.
There is something called forms. Again, these are also some kind of a reports. Forms. So somebody who is an ABAP consultant, he needs to know this part. So this is called as a RICE. Few people call as a RICE, or few people call this as a FRICE.
Okay.
Okay. Am I clear, Harish? Hello? I think you don't know.
The reports interface conversion enhancement.
Okay.
Oh.
Harish, you there? No, I don't know. So this is the part from the ABAP, somebody who is an ABAP consultant. Next comes the basis consultant. Who is a basis consultant? Now, the Windows 7 or 8, you might have been installed. Okay. Might be someone else has installed for you. Okay. Somebody who knows from the hardware, somebody who knows the networking side, those people will get into this particular module, because to install SAP, before you go to a client, he needs to understand the requirement from the client, like for how many users this SAP is being used. So this basis consultant basically do the installation activity. He looks into the sizing of the hardware depending on the size of the client. He helps in security part, like creating of user IDs, passwords for the end users, right?
Yes.
So all those things he'll look into it. This basis consultant. Somebody is doing
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Clear from the technical side? Any questions? Anyone?
No.
All right. Let's move to the finance side. So finance. Why do we do this finance activity? Why do we do this? We do this finance activity because we wanted to know profit or a loss, right?
Yes.
How do we come to know? Unless and until we have to develop our P&L and balance sheets, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why do we need to develop all this? Because end of the day we need to pay the taxation. It's basically for the taxation, right?
Yes.
So if we put in a single word, this is all for external purpose. Clear?
Yep.
What is the CO then? The other side of the CO. It is for
Control.
internal purpose, right?
Okay.
The FI is for external, then CO is for internal purpose. Okay. What are we trying to achieve with this controlling? With the help of the controlling, the word itself tells you controlling. What are you trying to achieve with this controlling? You are trying to
Make sure you're meeting the standards.
maximize the utilization of resources.
Okay.
This is what you are trying to achieve with this controlling. Okay. Okay. What does that we learn in FICO? A separate content, I'll go through on that. SD, responsible for sales. These are self-explanatory. Materials management, responsible for purchasing. Okay. This production planning, responsible for production activity. Quality management, responsible for quality check. Okay. Plant maintenance, this is maintenance of the plant. HR, responsible for people's management, right?
Okay.
So people with the respective domains, with the respective backgrounds, we choose their respective modules. Further, SAP has, is it clear till here? Any confusion, anyone? Any questions from anyone?
No, it's good now.
All right. Further, in SAP always comes up with further modules like BI, or it is called as BW, or SCM, supply chain management, or financial supply chain management, or strategic enterprise management, so on. These are referred as, called as new dimensional modules. New dimensional modules. People with the respective. If somebody who is very good in FI or a CS side, finance side, he'll go into this FSCM, Financial Supply Chain Management. Somebody who's very good in the logistics side will get into this SCM or SCM, Supply Chain Management or SCM. Somebody who is very good at the finance side, then he'll go for a BI so that he'll understand the development of the reports very clear. Okay, extracting the reports, BI side he'll go into it. Okay, these are the new dimensions. There are further more new dimensional modules that SAP comes up with every now and then on this. Okay, these are called as new dimensional modules. Further in SAP you have ISS, industrial specific modules. For example, IS retail, responsible, exact, applicable to retail industry. IS oil, oil industry. IS utilities. Getting this? Hello?
Yes.
Specific to the organizations. IS retail, IS oil, IS utilities. Like this they have around 21 plus specific IS retail, IS oil, IS utilities, and defense, specific to defense, specific to aerospace. These are all industrial specific solutions. Okay, ISS, industrial specific solutions. Any questions? Anyone? They can ping Bhupinder. Valyani? No. All right. Manisha, can you hear me? I don't know. I can't hear. Harish, you there? Can one start IS course directly? Yeah, you can start, but in IS, what is that you're looking specifically? Specifically, what is that you're looking in IS course? Utility, oil and gas. Yeah, you can start. Yes. If you are from a finance background, in that also IS oil and gas also, then there is another subdivisions of that. Yeah, you can start. But if it is better, if a person, because when somebody who teaches you what is covered in that, it is industry specific. Like I was talking about, like, you know, here I was talking about procurement to pay kind of a scenario where inquiry, quotation, purchase order, GR, IR, payment. Like from an industry to industry it will change. How about if you have FICO knowledge? Yeah, you can go with it. See, again in IS oil also there will be sales. Oil, there will be sales. There will be purchases in oil industry. There will be production happening in that. There will be quality check. All these modules will inherit over there. Okay. Now if you have a, this is the base for anything. If you want to start, these are the base modules in SAP. Now don't you think if somebody goes in an IS oil, there will be finance, there will be controlling, there will be sales of an oil, there will be purchases in the oil industry, there will be production happening in oil industry, there will be quality side, there will be plant maintenance. Okay, all these activities you will see in IS oil also. But the entire specific software will be designed specific to that particular industry. Yes, you should have the specific, obviously you should have the knowledge from this perspective. No, you will play your role. Okay. You cannot get into the everything. Suppose from the finance background, he should have the related to finance. Okay, not all the modules. When you go for an IS oil, you will be playing your role as a FI consultant if you know FI part in that. Okay, if you are going as a MM, then you will play your role as a from the purchasing side in that IS oil. Okay, there are a hell lot of things in SAP. You have to stick to your particular module. You go to your module, it will take a life out of you. It is good if you have a knowledge from the other sides of the, it's very good because wherever an integration is coming into an effect, you will have a clarity where FI is getting integrated with what other modules. Okay. Harish, you there? I don't know, is he back or not? Harish? Seenam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Alright. Harish? No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello?
you. You are by name AC?
No,
Harish?
AC should be different.
I don't know what you logged in with.
Harish only. Can you see that?
Yes, it's an hour a day every day.
Really?
Okay, I'll let you know on that. I don't know. AC, what's your name? I don't know. What's your name? It just says AC. I don't know what's your name. Anyway, I'm referring you as AC. It'll go on for 40 to 45 hours of the duration. Abdul. Okay. 40 to 45 hours of the duration. 40 to 45 hours. It will go on. Can you hear me now, Harish? I think I lost him again.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now I'm just going through the content, so I just want your attention over here if you're looking at it.
Sure, I'm putting myself in mute just in case, noise comes up.
Okay, if
Fine.
anything is required on the content, let me know on this.
Sure.
Okay. Now I'll be going through, like I'll be starting from the enterprise structure. This is all technical side. I'll be going through this R3 architecture and your landscape and all those things. I'll get in detail on that. So first two sessions I'll be on the technical side only. Now about the enterprise structure. When you're designing any structure of a company, okay, so usually you have a 5 phases that we go through in an implementation. Okay, whenever you go, suppose I'm going for an implementation for this particular company as a consultant, ABC company, as we said, I'm going for an implementation for this company. So when I go for the implementation of this company, each consulting firm will have their own methodology of their implementation. Each consulting firm, whether it is Satyam or Infosys or TCS or whoever might be. All these consulting companies have their own methodology of implementation, but basic ingredients are the 5 phases that will be included in their methodology, like project preparation phase, okay, then your blueprint phase. These are all phases. Your realization phase, here you do all your configuration, okay, then your final preparation phase, or your cutover activities and all those things you will take, your testing and everything you will do it here. Then your go live. Here you go for a go live stage. So it is during this blueprint phase that you will design your enterprise structure. So during this enterprise structure, based on the Q&DB, that is question and answers, you will sit across with your client and design this particular structure of the company. Like you sit across the CEOs or the CFOs of the company and try to understand how the company is diversified into, how many branches do they have, and so on. So depending on that, you will design the enterprise structure. SD will have their own structure, MM will have their own structure, FI will have their own structure, CEO controlling will have their own structure. Okay, depending on the structure, we will design. Here we will design our own company, we will create our own company codes from the scratch. Then we'll design the fiscal year. Fiscal year will plays a very vital role from this. So we need a different consultant for each. Yes, each one will do their own work. Different consultants. SD will do his own job, MM will do his own job, everybody will do their own job. FI, actually in the market also, FI is a different module, CEO is a different module. I don't know, it has got clubbed by how, I don't know. FI is different, CEO is different, finance is different, controlling is different. Okay. Fiscal year. So we'll design our own fiscal year, which I'll show you how to design the fiscal year and also the standards that are available in SAP. Okay, we look into that. Okay, then we will look into tolerances. Okay, we'll look into general ledger accounting. Under general ledger accounting, you have chart of accounts. Okay, in chart of accounts you have three types: operating chart of accounts, group chart of accounts, and country specific chart of accounts. Sinam, you have heard only a word about chart of accounts, right?
Yes.
Hello? You never heard about this operating, group, and country. So we will look into it.
I have. Yeah, I have.
You heard about this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we'll look into. Do you do this in your domain?
Yes. I'm aware of group chart of accounts
Okay.
and operation chart.
After the class, after this class, will be ready for interview. Yes, you should be. Yes. Yeah, we'll get into that. Okay, operating chart of accounts, group chart of accounts, country specific chart of accounts. Okay, we'll look into in detail and we'll do the testing. But remember, whatever configuration we do, whether I'm setting up a company codes, or chart of accounts, or fiscal year, we need to test this. So each individual configuration we'll test and see the result of this, how the testing works. Okay. Now in creation of general ledger accounting, under general ledger accounting we'll look into a few more templates. Okay, these are all templates, how we'll do it. Okay, then we will look into foreign currency valuations. Foreign currency valuation. What is foreign currency first of all? Suppose this company, ABC company, is in US. So what currency it will work in? It will use USD as a currency, right? Dollar.
Yes, yes.
Yes. How it looks now, how it's working. Is it working fine as per our requirement, whatever configuration we do? USD. Now, if this particular company is transacting in other than USD, like EUR, AUD, CAD, or INR, or whatever it might be, these currencies are called as foreign currencies. Getting this clear?
Yeah.
Foreign currency. As per your US section IAS 21, I'm not sure on the section exact. As per this section, you need to evaluate those currencies. Why do you need to evaluate the currency? In order to show the true financial position of the company. Getting this?
Yeah.
Of this company, you need to evaluate your currency. You might be having some reserve. You might have transacted in EUR, so there is some EUR left over in your baggage. So you have to show this whether you are making a profit or a loss by keeping this EUR. So you are trying to evaluate that currency against the USD. Okay, so that on that given day you will try, whenever you are pulling up the report, you are trying to show the true financial position of the company. Clear? All right. Next, we will look into this new GL. I'll come back again. Accounts payable, that is nothing but vendors. Accounts receivable, this is nothing but customers. Okay, we'll look into the scenarios, payables, receivables, like purchasing, making payments, selling to the customers, then incoming payments, all those things we'll look into in detail. Down payment from the perspective of vendors, down payment from the perspective of customers, and reports, which is very vital. Whenever we are doing any configuration, we will test it and then we look into the reports, the output of this. Okay, dunning. Dunning is nothing but a reminder being sent across to the customer for the late payment. We look into discounts from the perspective of payment terms, installment payments, credit memos, debit memos, and interest being charged for the customer for the late payment. And also interest from the perspective of loan taken from the bank. We look into banking. Banking from the perspective, we look into the manual banking, that is check management manually. Then we look into automatic payment program, which is very crucial from an interview point of view. Automatic payment program at one go where you want to make payment to hundreds of vendors. Electronic bank statement, I'll just pull up one file and I'll show you how we upload this electronic bank statements. I think you people are aware of BRS, bank reconciliation statement, right? See them?
Yes.
BRS, we are trying to reconcile your
Yes.
account, GL account with the bank account. That is BRS. That is what I'm trying to achieve with this electronic bank statement.
All right.
Do you give some accounting background, that is what is credit and debit and so forth?
Yes.
Yeah, at that particular time only you have to tell. What's your background? Will you provide access to the software? Yes.
Are you talking to me, Sanam?
No, those people, they can't hear me, so they're just pinging me across. I think you can see
Oh,
that,
okay,
right?
okay,
When
okay.
they are pinging.
Yeah, I can see it there.
IT middleware, you're asking what is middleware? Kalyani? Acha, your background, okay. Yes, if a company, depending on the requirement of the company, if the company is not into production, they don't require production people. Okay, they are only into sales, then they need SD consultants. But finance, you just imagine, does a company exist without a finance up in the? No, so it requires finance. Finance will go without saying. There might be certain, in logistics, they might not require certain consultant, but from the finance side, you require all the consultant. For finance, they need. Okay. Okay, Valiani's question is, she is from IT middleware, okay, and you have another, Harish is also from IT side. So from the perspective of understanding SAP, okay, you need to know some basic knowledge like a debit and the credit side as you asked. Then and there I'll put across what is debit and the credit when I am posting certain journal entries. But also I require from your end also to make some know-how knowledge from the finance side. Okay, tax calculation on sales and purchases. Now in US the tax is being calculated based at a jurisdiction level, right? Sinam, you get at a state level, right? Then it goes to the county. So we'll look into from that perspective tax calculations.
Right.
Then we'll look into asset accounting. Asset accounting goes in detail. This is a very huge chapter. It's a very big chapter. Then we'll look into asset accounting where we'll calculate depreciation based on percentage, useful life. Okay, and the percentage we have straight line method, we have a diminishing method, okay, or written down method. They are called with various. After this course, can we go for SAP certification? Yeah, you can, but SAP certification is totally different altogether where you need to read certain books for it. Okay, depreciation, asset acquisition, all this different scenarios we look into this asset accounting. Okay, then we'll prepare our own FSV, that is a balance sheet, depending on the I don't know whether US has still gone with IFRS. Any idea, Sinam, what is IFRS?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, so are they with the IFRS now? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not based in the US, so I'm not sure what it is.
You're placed where?
I'm not based in the US. I'm based in UK.
Alright. I don't know, man, but there are people who are from US also, I think, who have joined over here.
Okay.
Yeah, international financial reporting standards, right? So basically they are abiding by that. There is another module on IFR also in SAP. So now like from India perspective, if you say we use schedule 5 to design this balance sheet and the P&L account, so I'll just show you how to design this. This is referred by this financial statement versions. Okay, integration. Further on the integration, we look into try to integrate my finance with the SD, integrate finance with MM. If somebody who wants to see SD settings, MM settings, I can show it in front of them. It's up to you. So a little bit hours will exceed to whatever I have said. Okay, so if somebody, and we'll run certain scenarios like order to cash, procurement to pay, end-to-end scenarios will run over here. From controlling perspective, any questions still here from the finance side? Hello? Anyone? Harish? Okay.
Did you cover the GL already?
Yes, man. I've gone through. No, new GL I'll come back again, I said.
Okay. Okay.
Because for new GL, you need to understand profit center. So after this profit center, again I'll go back on that topic.
Okay.
Anything else, Harish? All right.
No, because new GL is very important as such, right? So ECC is
Yeah. No, with the new GL will come into account because the profit center once okay, let me finish this. No, product costing is totally different altogether. That's a different aspect, module. The under controlling which I take, product costing and the COPA part. Okay. No man, that product costing only is a costing sheet. Yes, I do provide. Let me finish this. Okay. Uh, General controlling. Under controlling, we look into cost element accounting, cost center accounting. Cost element accounting is nothing but you are trying to fetch the data from FI side to the CO side, how it is fetched based on this cost element accounting. Further, there are cost element categories that we look into it. Cost center accounting, which records only cost. For example, cost center can be treated as departments. It can be treated for plants. It can be treated for regions, depending on the requirement at what level the client wants to create his cost centers or want to see his reports. Internal order basically we use for two purposes. One is for reporting purpose and second is for settlement. Okay, now settlement, what do I mean? We have certain assets. For example, I'm saying asset under construction, right? We have certain asset, what we call as a WIP, work in progress, right? CNUM, WIP, WIP.
Yep, work in progress.
Yeah, work in progress. So this work in progress, what will happen? You have to just show this. So you can put that asset as a capitalized asset only when the asset is settled. So that kind of a scenario is where we use for a settlement purpose, these internal orders. What this internal order does is, it will collect the cost over a period of time. So once we are settling this cost, we will settle through this internal order to that asset, so that we can start calculating the depreciation for a particular asset. When do we calculate depreciation on asset? Only when the asset is being used. Okay, what we called in our accounting terms, asset capitalized. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
That is what. Profit center accounting. The difference between a cost center and profit center is the profit center records both cost as well as revenue. That is the difference. Now, depending on the requirement, now do you want to treat the profit center? For example, an automobile company, the product is a car. Now they'll treat the car as a profit center. No, I don't want to treat my car as a product as a profit center. I want to treat a region as my profit center or a plant as a profit center. Depending on the requirement, you choose this as a profit center. Yeah, depending on that. Now this particular profit center, what happens is, now earlier it was under controlling part. Now it has moved in the finance. So this comes under the new GL again over here. Under new GL, we look into two aspects further, like, under new GL, one is we look into parallel ledgers. No, that is what I'm telling you. Valyani, product costing is totally a different module altogether, which that's a separate content. After you go through this content, if you are willing to take a product costing and a COPA, that is a different content altogether. Parallel ledger. Then there is something called document splitting. Okay, now under this parallel ledgers, what do I mean is, now whatever general ledger is recording in a particular ledger, right, Sinu?
Yeah.
So in that, for example, let's say a default ledger in SAP is named as 0L. So in this ledger, it is recording in USD currency. But my requirement is, when I am using in USD currency, so I am having my reports in USD only. Okay, even that comes under your separate content that I have clubbed together. One is COPC, product costing, COPA, and your ML. This three altogether is a different modules. Okay, this is at a higher end. These are all a higher end. These, if you can go through this basics first, this is at a mid level where you can understand this. You practice for 2 months something, and then you come back. We can work on these modules. Initially, you will not understand a bit of it, even if I go through this. Okay, then apart from that, your requirement is not only USD. You want to have a reporting in EUR. You want to have a reporting in AUD. Okay. So then I create another two ledgers by L1 and L2. Hello. So how many ledgers I'm having reporting in? 3, right?
Right, yeah.
I will be posting only in USD. I'll not be posting in EUR and AUD. Okay, I'll be posting in USD. System automatically will show in EUR and AUD. That is the configuration we'll do it. Okay. Okay, this kind of a requirement basically will come into an account if your company is listed, where you need to show the currencies in EUR and AUD also. Okay, there are different requirements for that, where you are trying to pull up the reports in different currencies. But you can have in only altogether 3 currencies, including your legal currency. Okay. Document
Okay.
splitting. This is, yeah. Hello. Okay, this is document splitting. I'll just put in one phrase stating that this is basically reporting based on cost objects. Cost objects like based on your profit center or based on your cost center. You want to derive reports. You want to derive your P&L and balance sheets. Based on this, you can derive through document splitting. New GL is basically all for your enhanced reporting. They use the word new GL. It's nothing but where you are trying to get the reporting, enhance the reporting based on that. Yeah. Will you give homework after each sessions? Homework? Yes, we have. And hold on. Okay. So this is the end. Any session? Each class will be first theoretical, then practical. Theoretical, practical. Theoretical, practical. You have to practice on the same day. Hello. So that you have the clarity of the session. When I'm doing the session, this course is not enough. This course is not enough for certification? Yes, it is. For the finance side, it is enough. Both are separate. Finance is separate, controlling is separate.
How long will each session take? Like today, how long will it take? Is it going to be an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours?
Initially, I start the session for an hour, then slowly I'll progress it to 1.5 hours.
Okay. And with access to the server,
that will be given by your vendor whom you have spoken to.
Well, the server.
Yeah, server access will be given by your vendor, I said, one you have spoken to.
Okay.
Big classes, right? You spoken to big classes, so they'll give you the access.
Okay. I thought you were part of big classes.
I am part of a big classes, but we interact not directly with the big classes.
Oh.
So they put us over here. So
Okay.
server access and all those things will be given by them.
Okay.
Fee discussion, server access, all you need to talk. Up in there, what you're asking is this FI certification. These are the 4 certification books, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to go through the certification books. Certification is a different altogether. For certification, you have to go through the theory. Okay. Now, in order to understand this theory, I don't know if you are able to understand this theory, well and good, so you don't require the practical part. But if you are able to understand this theoretical, unless and you don't do the practical part, you cannot understand the theory. Okay, now somebody asks you, define fiscal year variant. What is fiscal year variant? Do you know this? Explain different types of fiscal year variants. Necessary, all this thing, creating a company code. This is all about the certification book. Which course? The one which I am showing you? This is a certification material. You are asking a certification. These are the 4 books from the finance side where you have to go through in order to go through the certification. Certification is totally dependent on going through the book. That's it. If you want to go through a job, you need a practical experience. Matters a lot.
Do we get like a study material?
Yeah, I will be sharing this. No, I'll be sharing the related to this.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I'll take theoretical and practical both up in there.
So you send it to us like electronically.
Yeah. So these, like for example, if I'm going through any particular sub module in that, so immediately I'll be sharing this with you, all this.
Okay.
With a screenshot and all those things. I'll be sharing across with you.
Okay.
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 Any other question, guys? Harish? I don't know.
You know that when we enroll on the course, do we have strict access to the server, or it's after when do we have access to the server? Is it straight away as we start?
I think they will give you straight away the access to the server.
Okay.
You need to touch base with them. After the session, they'll talk to you. They'll ask you the timings and all that. They'll start with it.
Okay.
Do you help with the resumes? Yes, I'll share some sample resumes with the interviews. Then and there I'll tell you. See, about the job placements, about the fees, about the server access, you need to talk to the vendors. With related to the delivery, with respect to the module, with respect to whatever you want, I can help you out on that. Valiani.
How long does the whole SAP FICO take, like the teaching?
40 to 45 hours of the duration, which I've already told you.
So that's like, and it's every day.
Yes. No, I don't take it on weekends, man.
So Monday to Friday. So that's going to be like how many weeks?
No, you decide, because I said 40 to 45 hours. Maybe 45 days without on that, without a break. 45 days you can take.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 200 hours. Who is this? Yeah, it takes more than 200 hours also if you want to go through those books. Those books. Upinder, it's all about going through these 4 books which I've shown you. Harish, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, anything, man, you want?
Yeah, I just wanted to understand, like it will be every day 1 hour, or you have 2-3 sessions in a week so that we get a practice time?
I don't take it on the weekends, man.
Yeah, I mean, of course every day is 5 days, but you're going to take all 5 days and...
No, depending, sometimes usually I just want to tell you one more thing is usually in the month end and the first week of the week, usually I take a break because I work. So we have month end closings. So usually during that period I don't take. And about the break you're asking, that depends on the collective decision of the batch. If they say we want a break for the practice in that particular time, I can give you. That's not an issue. Okay.
And the server is ECC6, is that what we have?
EHP6 I think they're giving.
ECC6, okay.
Yeah, ECC6 only, no? EHP6 I'm saying.
Okay. And anything on FSCM? Anything that you touch base on FSCM?
No FSCM. FSCM is totally different. There are another 6 modules I think, under 6 or 7.
Yeah,
okay.
But any introduction or something? No.
I'll see. Okay. Alright, Upinder, you're more worried about the certification. Again, I repeat, certification is going through all these 4 books. 4 books. All these 4 books you need to mug up to go through this certification if you want to.
I mean, do you need the certification before you can start working?
No, she was very peculiar about the certification. That's why I'm telling her on this.
Oh, okay.
Or he, or sorry man, I'm not sure because I don't hear voice or anything. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that is the reason. Okay, and any further, when do you plan to start? That is what you need to talk to the vendor. Okay. Talk to the vendor on this. They'll update you on that when they're starting the session. They'll contact you right away. What's your name? AC? I'm not sure what's the name. Money, all those factors you need to talk to them.
Hey, I have a question about the CO part. How far we are going to go in? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. In CO part, what is that extent we go through, you are asking, right?
Yes, yeah. I think you didn't complete the course content yet, right?
I have completed the entire content. I was calling you during controlling also.
Okay, you were there in controlling? I didn't see that controlling.
Yeah. Was I? Seenam? Was I or was I not?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I just gone through this controlling part, cost center,